Hello traders, happy Sunday, wonderful weekend to all, and happy beginning of summertime, official summertime. This is the weekly Forex review and the rest of the markets for the week starting of 3rd to 8th of June. I'm Vladimir Ribakov from Traders Academy Club, and I welcome you for another weekly review over the markets. Previous week I couldn't actually make a review. I was away with my Traders Academy Club meeting. We were in Slovakia. It was simply amazing. Simply amazing. I was very honored and proud to meet all the people there from the club. Really speechless. And now we are back to the videos and the weekly plan. So first of all, let me thank you very much for your time watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, you find useful ideas, and it helps your trading. That's the whole idea of these videos. If you do, please hit the like button, leave your feedback below the video in the comment section. I always say that your feedback, my motivation to keep doing that and bring it for you. On Monday I will publish the weekly review PDF version, so you can come back on Monday to the video, and below on the comments there will be the link to the PDF version. I will also put it in the description, so you can check it there, or simply follow my emails from the newsletter. It will be sent as well. So let's begin. Previous week was fundamentally busy. Non-farm payrolls bring some nice news. All the rumors and the focus is basically going to Trump, Europe, Canada, with all the tariffs and the new changes of the money flow among these countries. That will definitely have an impact on the market. Fundamentally, this week we don't have any crazy news coming out. We have the cash rate in Australia, and followed with some more news, but nothing as special as it used to be on the previous week. So what do we have technically? The euro dollar reached the level we wanted to see. Of course, we are talking about the 115, 117 area. Let me just find my pen here. This was our zone that we were expecting from the weekly cycle retraces. And the biggest question is what's coming next from here. So is that over? Not quite sure, but the levels are totally amazing. Look what we have here. We got a cycle from the weekly. Right now we are cleaning this low, right? It has been cleaned. It's a wonderful place to start looking for possible buys. And every push lower will most likely be a reason to make the buys here. Now this is according to the weekly. Will that go for new highs or not? I am kind of doubtful, at least at this stage. I am more in the opinion it will try to play and dance for a while around this zone. On the daily chart, we did have a beautiful push to the downside. We got one big leg, second small leg, and inside here, let me change the colors. We got this kind of triple cycle here. That's pretty nice, right? And again, that's a hint that this area will most likely start to provide for us a reversal. We have a bullish divergence here, so the way I see that, also on the 4-hour chart, trend line is broken, right, of this drop down, and it seems holding. So as long as it's holding, there is a good chance that the euro dollar will actually try to make some second push, right? But as I said, I wouldn't really go too excited about it yet. I think every push forward, especially if it's about to reach these areas like the surrounding of 118 or the psychological 120, I think these areas, if we manage to reach them on the rally, would be great areas to go back with the bearish side. Maybe even get some new lows. And from the alternative side, of course, if it does not manage to hold here and provide a retrace to the upside, I wouldn't be upset with that, because as I told you before, the way I see that, the closer we get once again to 115, maybe even trying to create a new low, I would be immediately looking for possible buy opportunities, buy reversals, false breaks, bullish candle, bullish trendline breakouts, and so on, because these levels are the levels where the sellers start to give up. The heavy sellers that we used to see on the last couple of weeks, they start to give up, and on that period, it's a great fighting period between the short-term buyers and sellers. So with the euro dollar, this is exactly the way I would be looking to deal with on the short term, and go with the momentum that we will have. If we manage to turn it around, look for the short-term buys, taking it towards the levels I mentioned before. If not, and it tries to push lower, again, would not be too excited with the lows. I would be looking with the next false breaks, next trend lines, because I think it would not last too long. That's the way I see. And new rallies, right? If we get the rallies, it's a great opportunity on the short term to enjoy the sales later on as well. Pound dollar is the next pair on the list, reach the 132, and here comes again the question: is that over? So what do we have on the pound dollar? On pound dollar, we got a triple cycle here, and we got a beautiful divergence. Now we're moving lower. Now it's bullish hidden divergence build here on the pound dollar. Looks simply like an amazing buy opportunity, right? On the daily chart, we got this kind of movement, bullish divergences here, so all good in the wood as for now. I'm not sure that this is over. I think this is short-term rally. We should most likely get something like that after that, before it turns long-term buys again. So the way I see that, as for now, the pound dollar is doing this leg. It should continue and take us further to the levels here and then here, where from I would expect that start to slow down and go lower, maybe even to create a new low for this pair. Euro pound is, well, as you know, that not a secret. I've been talking about it on many of my weekly reviews on the last several months. I suspect this pair going lower for the long term. The only problem with that, this is a long term, which means there will be weeks with the ups, there will be weeks with the downs. As for now, the euro pound is moving inside the channel, and the way I see that, every rally we have, we should be looking for sell. I suspect this pair goes much lower on the coming several months, and even if we get a new rally towards these areas like 089 or 090, I would still be looking to go and to sell. And alternatively, of course, as long as we are holding the stop and the format creates for us these lows, rallies would be looking for sell. With the strategies you trade, I would be looking for rallies, setups, sell, rallies, setups, sell. On the long term, opportunities, of course. On short term, we can see some fight and try to push higher. Long term is much safer in that case than the short term, and should provide better opportunities. Next one on the list is going to be the dollar versus the yen. This pair, so far, following our exact plan on the last several weeks, we reached the top of the weekly. We were looking to go for sell from the zone of 110, 111. We got the opportunity and we got a huge drop down, 300 points. So far so good. The biggest question is what's coming next. Now here we can see that we are facing this situation of convergence here. Everything is wonderful in that case, and I would be looking for possible sell-off in that area as well. The only issue with this situation is that on the rally here we got kind of a special triple cycle, right? That is now building a possibility for some kind of a range, and range means that we might get one more false break on the top. which I'll make it very simple. Rallies we'll be looking for sell, right? And these rallies could be, of course, let me just drop the lower time frame. These rallies could be anything like that, or simply here with trendline breakout and then a second move down, or even if we get a new rally to the new highs, again looking for sells. Sell opportunity from my point of view in that situation should be safer, I would say, for the longer run. On the short run, we can still see that rallying, of course, but on the longer run, I will be dealing with sells. The next pair on the list I have here is the Euro versus the Canadian, a pair I love big time. Now, let me explain why. According to the long-term weekly cycle with this triple, we can still see the pair going way lower, right? But to do that, we need to see rallies in order to regain the momentum. We drop to the daily chart. On the daily chart, we can see a beautiful double cycle right here. And this double cycle comes after this kind of format. Beautiful area for a possible reversals. We drop to the lower time frame, which is the 4-hour chart, and on the 4-hour chart we can see that we had triple cycle down, correction, triple cycle down. Looks amazing opportunity. We got our false break, several in a row. Here we got even the convergence appearances. From my point of view, that's a simple hint that the euro pound, every drop it does, it can let me just make it. It can hold here and continue higher. It can drop slightly lower to the support and then go higher. For me, drop down, I would be looking with buy opportunities. The 150 area and the surrounding, slightly lower, acceptable as well, is a good opportunity to start looking for the buys. That's the way I see that. Even if the pair will try to take us to the next support areas like 148, for example, it was a new low, I would be still looking for the next buy opportunities. Candle patterns, trendline breakouts, bullish divergences, bullish false breaks, bullish step trading, whatever the strategy you apply and use, I think it's great levels for possible buys. Alright, the next pair on the list would be, where is that? Where my pair disappeared? Okay, here we go. New Zealandian Canadian. According to the weekly and monthly chart, for the long term, we are after sells. The way I see that, we should be dealing with second leg to the downside. And on the weekly chart, we are also in the, well, in kind of a developing bearish momentum here, which the way I see that, rallies should be sold. The way that's the way I would deal with the New Zealand and Canadian, and we have classical areas here and here to start looking for sell setups. So rallies, for me, that's sell. Even if we go slightly higher to the zone of 092, 093, no problem. We will be looking for the sell opportunities there. I think this pair is gaining for us some really good levels and really good opportunities for continuation. What could happen with this pair in the short term is something like that. Triple correction, one more, and a drop. That's definitely a possibility for this pair, but as I said, for me, sell rallies, and that's the bottom line here. And that would be where we go. Yeah, that's the best opportunities I have here for the Forex. Well, for the beginning of the week, of course, all the rest opportunities during the week we cover in the live trading rooms in the Traders Academy Club. So you are more than invited, if you are not yet a member, to follow with us. But for the beginning of the week, that's pretty much the best opportunities as we have them. A bit of the commodities, oil, also following our plan for from the previous several weeks. We have been waiting for the sales above 70. We got them. We got this cycle, we got this cycle, and we got a beautiful move down, and I think it's going to continue. So the way I would be dealing with that is sell rallies. This rally, the next rally, we should be looking for sells. Wait, what did I press? And as per targets, we can see that we are on the short cycle here. We are hitting the 50%, so we can see some kind of short-term pullbacks and then continuation for the higher time frame cycles. For the long run, we should be aiming for here. So sell the rallies would definitely be our plan for the oil. Gold and silver, well, these are still momentumless to the upside. We are dancing around the same zone for a while, right? 1280 and 1260 would be the areas where I would expect the gold to push higher. And I would be looking to deal with that for the long term. Silver, from my point of view, at this stage, simply untradeable and untouchable unless you are running an invest. You see what happens here, right? No momentum, leave it alone. But saying that doesn't mean I would not be dealing with the buys. Only for me, the buys, even if we get a new area for lows, I would be looking only for the buys for the long term. And that's for the commodities. About indices, we have our German DAX, the level we have been waiting for, the 13,000. We have been covering that couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. We reached that. We broke this trend line. Let me just draw it correctly. We broke the trend line. We got a beautiful move down. And this seems like a possible head and shoulders here on the rally, right? So as long as we hold that, for me, that's sell rallies. This would be the invalidation area. Okay, so basically, for me, that's sell rallies. As simple as that. Nothing clear I can see on the American indices at this stage, so I would not deal with them, to be honest. Same with the FTSE. I would not really jump into this one. It looks simply amazing with this weekly candle pattern, but I would prefer to see something clearer here. It looks really wonderful. No real setups I can say I'm too excited about at this stage. So I would go with only DAX as for now in the beginning of the week. That's my view. And a bit of cryptos which are rallying, and I think we have more room for them. This was the cycle to the downside of the Bitcoin. I think as long as we are holding the invalidation area, which is this low, right? I think that Bitcoin can take us all the way towards the next zones. So for me, that's buy retraces. Ripple also holding a beautiful level here and has pretty much what to offer if we can take from the last high, but we can also use, of course, this. Ripple has great zones for us, the surrounding of 0.70 and up to 0.74. As long as this is the invalidation, we should be going to these areas. So that's for the Ripple, and same with Ethereum, which also suggests us the 50% slightly higher right here. Okay, so definitely good buy opportunities. Retraces, buys. I can keep going over all of them, but they all represent pretty much the same, so I would not overexposing. Of course, you with the cryptocurrencies that you trade. Yeah, that's all basically. That's what we have for this week. some really amazing opportunities on the Forex, several more building up, and should catch up later. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much for watching for your time watching this video. If you enjoyed, remember, hit the like button, leave your feedback, really it helps us a lot. Feel free to share with anyone who you believe can enjoy this video, and I will see those of you who are members in the academy in the live trading rooms this week. For those who are not, below on the description you have the 7, yeah, I count correct, 7 free trial days, so you can join us and see what do we do exactly in the academy, and see if that's for you, if it's useful for your trading. That's all. Thank you very much for your time. I wish you a wonderful weekend and perfect trading week. All the best. I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Vladimir.